In this screencast, you're going to see how to use the formula to work out the break-even price when you've been given the percentage for the brokerage. So you can read the question. You've got a number of shares you're going to buy, which is 2,000. They're $4.95 each. You're given 2% brokerage and a 10% GST, and ask you for the break-even price. So you don't have to do the long version. So we can look at how this works. So what we've got is we've got a formula that will help us do it, and it's BE equals B bracket 1 plus 1.1R and a bracket divided by 1, take 1.1 times by R on the bottom line. Now, these variables are easy to understand, and BE obviously stands for break even. So the variables are B, the little b is the buying price, and R is your brokerage rate, and that's going to be as a decimal. Okay, you've got to have it as a decimal, otherwise when you work this out, you'll end up with a bit of a mess. So now what you do is you come in here, and let's have a look. The question's there. Got the formula, and I'm going to substitute and I'm going to write down the values that I know. So I know B is $4.95 or 4.95, and I know R is 0.02 because that is the percentage as a decimal, so the brokerage rate as a decimal. Always write them down because it's easier to see what's going on. And then what we do is we come down here and we substitute it in. So notice that I've just substituted in the values that I've got and written it out in the formula. When you do this step in the calculator, make sure that you do the top line first, taking into account the brackets, write down that answer, and then do the bottom line, and then write down that answer. It's 2 steps, but it saves you making a bit of a mistake. So what I've done is I've done that, and I end up with 5.06 over 0.98. When you divide that out, you'll get your final value, which is the actual break-even price, which is $5.16. So it means if you buy those shares at $4.95, you have to wait till they get to $5.16 until they break even. Alrighty, this screencast is looking at buying shares, finding the break-even price, and using the formula for when you get a question that has a fixed fee in it. So let's have a bit of a look at the difference in the questions. You'll notice that it's got the information that you'd have in the other one, so 1,500 shares. You've got a price per share, and it asks you to find the break-even price. But then the next bit it adds in there is a flat fee, or a flat brokerage fee of 200 and a 10% GST. So how do you solve it? Well, the formula we use looks like this. It's the break-even formula with a slight difference from the one that you would have seen just before. It's got 2.2F divided by N plus B. Now once again, you've got these variables, and these are what the variables actually mean. F is your flat fee, N is the number of shares that you have, and B is your buying price. So as with all these questions, write down those variables there and then fill them in with what you know. So we know that our flat fee is 200, number of shares that we're buying is 1,500, and that the buying price, the price that you got them for initially, was $4.95. So what we do is actually put them all into the formula, work out your top line, write it down, work out your bottom line, write it down, and then add 495 to it. So it's 440 divided by 1,500 gives you 4 plus 495 gives you $5.24. So therefore your break-even price when you buy these shares is $5.24, which is important to know because otherwise you wouldn't know when you would be making a profit or a loss when you have to come to go and sell them.